In the future, we might not get a chance to own any more Bitcoin. You see, guys, this is Bitcoin. It is the most desired asset on the face of the earth. It's currently January 8th right now. We're waiting for the Bitcoin spot ETF news, okay? Let me tell you something. This is Bitcoin. Everybody wants your Bitcoin. And basically what a spot ETF is that these companies, they will buy a whole bunch of the spot item. So for example, there's a spot gold ETF. So what they do is they get gold and they hold on to it, and then they say, hey everybody, I got a whole bunch of gold. If you guys want a piece, give me money, and part of it is owned by you. And if the price goes up, your price goes up, and it goes down, we share in this. That's a spot gold ETF. So now what they're gonna do is they're gonna buy Bitcoin and they're gonna hold on to it real tight. Like this. So tight. Okay? And then they're gonna say, we're never gonna sell this ever again, pretty much. And the price is gonna go up. Super up, like that. Okay? There's currently billions of dollars waiting on the sidelines. BlackRock alone is holding, I believe, $2 billion, that's what the last report said. Not to mention ARK Invest, not to mention Grayscale, not to mention Van Eck, all these different types of companies, they're lining up for this Bitcoin ETF. They have their own personal ones. It's going to allow pensions to buy in, 401ks, whatever other types of investment firms and companies and assets and line items and all these different types of programs that you can do to own stock. They're all going to go into these Bitcoin ETFs just because people want to get diversified exposure to it. Now, there's going to be two videos that I'm going to reference. I'll put the thumbnail thing so you guys can go to it yourself. Basically, it's talking about a supply shock. And we already know this, right? So every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through something that we call the halving or the halvening. And what it does is every time Bitcoin is mined, the supply of it, like you, for example, you answer one of the Bitcoin algorithms, you get rewarded 1 Bitcoin or a number of Bitcoin over the years. It gets cut into half. It happens every 4 years. This is supposed to be anti-inflationary, so it's supposed to be deflationary, pretty much. So what's going to happen now is everybody wants Bitcoin. That's demand. But now the supply of it on crypto exchanges and also creating new Bitcoin, which is there's only 21 million ever going to be released, that's going to be super restricted too now. And you have to be aware that eventually there's not going to be crypto on exchanges, and it's too expensive for the regular person to mine. And when it does become available, these billionaires are going to come in and swoop in and take in all of those Bitcoins, right? So we know a guy named Michael Saylor. He owns He is the head of MicroStrategy. I don't know who owns what, all right? He's the head of MicroStrategy. They buy thousands of Bitcoin at a time. And now BlackRock is going to buy thousands of Bitcoin at a time. ARK Invest is going to buy thousands of Bitcoin at a time. Everyone's going to buy it up. There's already so many Bitcoin off the exchanges and hardware wallets and private accounts. So the general person is going to start losing access to this. And this is why you have to understand. If you have 0.01 Bitcoin or even 0.001 Bitcoin or even whatever it is, it's going to be valuable one day. And also, never let anybody know you have it, okay? Because if this is the most desired asset on the face of the earth, and we're talking about like millionaires and billionaires are not going to be able to get one entire Bitcoin, you have to make sure that when the time comes in 10, 15, 20 years, that you're safe and your family's safe. So yeah, so I was thinking for a long time, what's the benefit of spot ETF if the average person, or like for example whoever's watching this channel, they know how to buy Bitcoin already on a crypto exchange. What's the benefit of getting exposed to a spot ETF? And honestly, like if it's a 1-to-1 and we're talking about short term, you might as well just buy Bitcoin if you can get it off an exchange. But if you think long term and there's not enough Bitcoin in the system, if there's not enough Bitcoin on the exchanges anymore, then the only exposure you can get is through a spot ETF. So that's something that I was thinking about. So what's the idea? The idea is that there are 70 million millionaires in the world. That means at least 70 million people have at least $1 million. If they were to invest 1% of their net worth, there's not enough Bitcoin for each of those 70 million millionaires because there's only 21 million Bitcoin ever going to be supplied. And if we started buying today, that's accounting for the lost Bitcoin that's never going to be retrieved. They already created and bought Bitcoin. So we only have a few million Bitcoins out there in the wild, if you really think about it. And if all the millionaires in the world invested 1%, they're going to get 0.02%, 0.02 Bitcoin. Not to mention that there are billions of people on the face of the earth who don't even have access to this Bitcoin yet. So imagine how little they're going to get. So this is actually kind of really interesting and is really cool. Hopefully this is informative for you guys. If you have Bitcoin, stash it away, save for a rainy day. Don't sell low unless you have to sell. The prices are going to go crazy the next couple of days. If you've seen the last few days, the crypto market's been going down, been going up, going down, going up. Probably when the ETF is announced, price is going to go up. Some people are going to sell probably because they've been holding for a while, or maybe debt or leverage or whatever it may be. So maybe a little dip, but we're expecting everything trajectory going up for the long run. So just be conscious, understand what you have or what you don't have. And the overall crypto market, who cares if you don't care about Bitcoin or not? The overall market's going to benefit too. So if you don't care about Bitcoin, the overall market's going to be there too. And the next one after that is Ethereum, because if Bitcoin ETF gets passed, there already talks about Ethereum ETFs, that the paperwork has already started, not just speculation. Because now everyone's like, oh yeah, there's going to be ETF of Ripple and ETF of Solana or whatever. Forget about that. We haven't seen any paperwork on it yet. We just know these two things are there. Yeah, so Bitcoin, and everybody wants your Bitcoin. Oh, Gary Gensler, no. All right, bye.